Man has climbed Mount Everest, gone to the bottom of the ocean. He has fired rockets to the moon, split the atom, achieved miracles in every field of human endeavor, except crime.
You didn't see me do a little like shadow boxing gesture, and I nailed the timing on that one. Hello and welcome to the second episode of our brand new podcast, Kill James Bond. I am Alice Caldwell-Kelly. I'm joined, as always, by my friends Abigail Thorne and Devon.
Hey,
how you doing?
In the real like end of the year, right between Christmas and New Year, the thing is, right, we've said this before, if you're unfamiliar with the deal, my original concept for our podcast was when we ran out of James Bond movies, we would keep doing them again without referring to the notes or rewatching them, and it would kind of degenerate and lose meaning over time. It was really, like, I thought that was really cool.
No, it was a really interesting art piece, but it wouldn't make us enough money to live on.
Yeah.
No. So now we do some of those as a treat at times like this.
Yes.
And we're back to Goldfinger. And the thing about Goldfinger is you, listener, are so stuffed with nog and so anticipating the boogie-woogieing of Jules Holland at New Year.
Jesus, that's just the most cursed Brit vibe.
When we say something is in Goldfinger, you will believe us.
I'm talking directly to you now. There are a million listeners, but I'm speaking directly to you, the person who's hearing this right now.
No one else can hear it.
I expect that you will be as well while you listen to this, and we are talking to each other on that level, okay? That's the coda to understand this.
Yeah. I fucking hate Jules Holland, man. Hey, is it okay if I play Boogie Woogie Piano over your pop hit?
How many times have you heard the fucking Christmas songs that are all regrettable? I'm doing my classic Christmas shit, I gotta be honest with you. I'm anticipating what will be happening at this point. I'm gonna be walking around the place, I'm gonna be going, the snowman doesn't bring snow, you fucking moron. That's not how that works. What do you mean every Santa there's one?
You're not allowed to sing all of Fairy Tale of New York, only I'm allowed to sing that word.
That's actually, my favorite thing to do is be at a Christmas party and be like, we can say it together, come on. Right now. Like, I hear it, I'm like, all of us, come on, we can do this. I'm giving you the pass. You can...
R.I.P. Shane McGowan.
RIP.
It's Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Do they know it's Christmas time at all? What an embarrassing fucking song.
So
they probably know.
This is David Bowie. I love that track.
Thank you for listening to Kill James Bond for the year, and your reward is an hour and change of some bullshit, because I truly, I've kept up to my word, right? I have not rewatched any Bond film since we killed the guy.
No, have I.
I've maintained virginal purity of the mind, like free of James Bond. He's got
my mind palace consecrated.
That's right. Oh, they're consecrating your ass on Mind Palace twist. This is nothing. What is this?
This is the third end of year reward episode we've done, and I gotta tell you, it's gonna be the worst one. Next week we'll be back with like OSS Sondi said or some shit.
I can help us with this, because Goldfinger was one of the ones I had on VHS as a child, and that I watched again and again because it was one of the only tapes we had.
I had them all on VHS. My dad helped me print out and design paper VHS tape covers.
Oh, that's so nice.
That is very sweet.
He's a sweet man. He's a lovely man. But we had every Bond movie plus a bunch of Simpsons episodes. Those two things alone explain my psyche.
Do you still have the covers that you made? Can we see them?
I don't still have them, no. I'll ask him. He might have some pictures, but
anyway, my point is that I'm pretty sure I can remember a fair amount of this film. I know it starts with James Bond having a duck on his head.
All right, immediately, I'm like...
Yes! It does. Devon has recognized this because he comes out from underwater with a duck on his head. Because he's blowing up the thing that he blows up. He's just James Bond is just finishing his previous adventure, right?
Yeah.
And the way
this is the one where he unzips the wetsuit and he's got the tuxedo. Okay.
Yeah, but not yet. So he comes out of the sea in a wetsuit with a duck on his head, and he sneaks into a place and
it's like an oil refinery that they're using
Yes.
to brew drugs.
plants some explosives. And then he unzips the wetsuit. He's got his white tuxedo with his red carnation underneath, and he goes, "Ba-da,
Sick.
ba-da, ba-da," and he walks off right down to the bar. This is the point where, like, he walks into the bar, stands there conspicuously, checks his watch, a thing explodes across the street, and then he totally ignores it and walks across the room. And it's like, suspicious.
Those early Rolexes not as accurate as people think.
But there's something here that's conspicuously missing if you've been paying attention to our analysis of early Eurospy. There is no 009 scene in this episode.
It's true.
There's not.
We start with Bond.
It breaks Bond apart from the others, is that it has the confidence to have a 007 scene instead of a 009 scene, to be like, you know what? He's up to some shit.
Yeah.
He's always up to some shit. He's doing shit in between the movies. And this would later be spun off into, like, God knows what, like comics and fuck knows what else. This prefigures a lot of terrible MCU shit, because as soon as someone realized, hey, we can not only tell you this character is doing shit in between the movies you see, but you can catch up with that in other places. You can buy the little die-cast car or whatever, then, you know, you're kind of off to the races. A very dark thing begins.
So the bar has a dancer, and Bond goes backstage because I guess he's been shagging her on this mission. And as he's
makes sense.
kissing her, he sees a reflection in her eyes of a henchman coming to hit him with something. I want to say a lamp.
Yeah.
And then he has a fight.
Yeah.
I also remember. No, I remembered the eye thing as well.
Yeah. So he has a fight with a henchman, and he throws him into the bath, and then throws a toaster on him and says,
Shocking.
"Shocking."
Shocking.
That's what that is.
Well, Bond, you've committed a cold-blooded murder.
Yes, I killed that motherfucker with a toaster. I didn't even need to fucking use your gun.
Why did she have a toaster in her bath?
I'm wondering that, actually. Do you always have toast before you dance?
First of all, like, either, because it's still plugged in, so either she has
It's plugged into like the shaving outlet.
yeah, she either has a bathroom toaster for when you have some toast when you're in the bath, or she has the toaster with the world's longest extension cord to carry it around like a corded phone.
That's true. Why is there a toaster? Why is there a socket in the bathroom? Why is there a bath in the green room?
Your sink gun, your bathroom toaster, these are essential accoutrements of the Bond character home decoration.
It's not even a home. It's a green room in a bar. Like, why is there a bathtub? Anyway.
we just go to the bath in the back of this bar.
Just being in the bar and be like, "Hey, boss, can I have a bath,
Like it's
mate?"
fucking Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, can I get a bath?
This is like when I found out that the Trash Feature Studio has a shower in it downstairs. And
It
I'm like,
does, yeah.
Why does it need?
When you're podcasting in creature makeup.
That's fair. Who would podcast in a costume?
Ridiculous.
At this point, I think we get the Goldfinger song.
Goldfinger, yeah,
Shut it up.
yeah.
All right. Well, this ruins everything forever. Because this is the first Bond theme, and
Yes,
it's a perfect banger. They nail it right out the
Yeah,
gate.
they do a great
This is
job.
no From Russia with Love where it plays at the fucking end over the credits. No, start of the movie. Gold fucking finger.
Bassy.
We know three things about Goldfinger. He loves gold. He
True.
loves gold, and he
True.
loves
He
gold.
loves only gold. Yeah.
He's got a
only gold.
spider's touch. Are you kidding me?
Golden words he will pour in our ear, but his lies can't disguise what you fear. You know?
Shirley Bassey really being kind of Goldfinger's hype man here.
He'll fuck you up.
Yeah, Goldfinger's gonna fuck you up.
Those are the lyrics.
There's a bunch of like naked women covered in gold, and you're like, man, I bet that's gonna be in the
Shit ain't
movie.
nothing to me.
Yeah.
That's right, Goldfinger flow. I'm crushing golf balls. I'm flipping ingots.
Goldfinger flow.
Last guy who tried to roll up on Harold Sakata got choked out with the gold gloves. Last thing he saw was the price tag on it.
I'm on that mint julep. I'm on that tart.
Haters in shambles. They sing picking the gold out of my
I'm
shit.
breaking into Fort Knox to get that kush.
Okay, so
Yeah.
after the title sequence,
Goldfinger.
we go to Miami because Bond is on
yeah.
holiday, and this is where we see him in the famous baby blue romper.
Yeah, this is the blue romper.
I've been to this hotel. I've been in this swimming pool.
Incredible. Devon is wearing the blue romper.
Of course, I'm wearing the blue romper.
Custom-made blue romper.
Yeah, I went to Miami as a child, and my dad, because Dad and I always used to watch this film, and Dad was like, "This is the thing that James Bond was at. This is the swimming pool James Bond was in." I wouldn't take off my shirt because I didn't want to do that as a child for reasons that now make sense.
So he runs into Felix Leiter because Felix Leiter is just around.
Mm-hmm. There's a woman because he's chatting to a woman,
Yes.
and then he goes, slaps her on the ass.
talk, yes.
Yeah.
Your finest 1960s gender roles, please, waiter. He fully just like claps her on the ass.
Felix is like, yeah. Hi, how's it going?
Felix is straight in this one.
Yeah, Felix is not gay in this one. Felix is gay in
He's gay in
Thunderball. He's
Thunderball,
white
yeah.
now and straight, and he says, "Have you ever heard of Goldfinger? He's the man with the minus." Do you remember the theme song from just a minute ago? He's here.
He's got a spider's touch.
Such a cold finger.
He's
He's
here.
actually coming down the stairs right now.
There he is right now, and we are introduced to this podcaster MF.
Yeah, and it's smash cuts, which is the first instance of that ever happening.
This podcaster MF, he's a gambler, right? And he's wearing a gold lame bathing ensemble.
I definitely remember we made an immense amount of hay about Goldfinger's outfits because they are always like this is Goldfinger, baby. Like this is the Bond
it's got a
series'
theme.
first experiment with having like the movie be basically about the villain, right? Be like, we've got a cool idea for a villain, and that's the entire movie.
Iconic.
This is the thing, right? I can't imagine committing my entire wardrobe to a theme, right? Like I get too scared to wear skirts all the time, right? I can't imagine being like every outfit in my wardrobe, bar none. Like I'm on some like force femme shit, but for gold. Like we threw out all your non-gold clothes. You have to wear the gold lame bathing
Go
suit.
through
If
your
you-
wardrobe, hold every item, ask, is this gold? If not, throw it out. Get rid of that shit.
I can't imagine committing my entire wardrobe to just one thing.
I mean, this is also the thing, right? Like Goldfinger, you've got to figure. Like, what if he wants a day off? What if he wants like? Does he have like a Primark jumper in there as well? Like, does he have some slippers?
He occasionally
Or,
wears bronze, never silver.
It's just yeah.
But anyway, he's playing cards against someone. Not important.
He like beats some guy, and Leiter tells him, oh, he's like the best gambler in the world. He's like kicking everybody's asses.
Yeah.
Why don't you go lose some money to him, you stupid asshole? Get out of my country, fuck you. And Bond goes to lose some money to this stupid asshole.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't talk
He
to this
goes
guy yet.
upstairs.
No, he just watches him. Yeah.
He goes upstairs
okay.
to the hotel because he thinks he sees Goldfinger looking at someone on a balcony. So he goes to Goldfinger's room and lets himself in using a key on a lady's waist.
Oh yeah, he also sexually harasses the maid to
Yes.
get this.
And this
He
is
does,
where
yes.
we meet Jill Masterson.
Fuck yeah, no, I think so.
Incredible.
I think fucking so.
Either her or her sister. One of them.
Incredible.
Might have been Tilly.
Tilly might have been. Tilly's the other master.
This is the thing. I podcast with a woman with a 3,000 IQ. Like how the fuck
It's all
did you
Goldfinger facts.
I laughed so hard I started coughing. I started sounding like an old sea captain.
She is wearing a black bikini and she is on a radio. She's looking at this guy's cards through binoculars and she's telling Goldfinger, yo, he's got the ace of gold or whatever. Like, he's winning. And Goldfinger's cheating.
Name a card suit.
Name a card suit. Draw a clock.
Remember a bikini on it. Remember what cards are? No clue.
So Bond nonces towards her and he's like, hey, we should fuck with Auric Goldfinger a little bit.
And also each other now.
Yeah, also very funny that his name's Auric.
Cool name.
Rick Goldfinger.
This is where he sets like the 90-second pussy clock record.
Yes,
Stood for
this is
ages.
unbelievable. He walks in and he says to this lass some sort of nonce bullshit.
I think he does the James Bond.
James Bond. Well, he's got to do it quite early in the movie, I guess. He's
sure.
been walking around and the entire audience has been like, who the fuck is this guy? What's this guy's
This is
deal?
weird, strange duck-based secret agent. You know,
What the
It's
fuck?
like if you only come in watching this and you're expecting to put the duck back on at some point.
Yeah, weirdly, the trailer only used the duck scene. I don't know. Everyone thought it was going to be a lot more duck-centric.
It's a Mighty Duck sequel. But he's walking around. He's wearing the baby blue romper. He looks like my dad.
It looks fantastic in that romper.
Got a lot of chest hair. He gets on the radio to Aura Goldfinger and he's like, "What up? It's your boy."
Now hear
he's
this.
playing drops down the radio to him.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
He makes him lose. He's like, "You got to lose,"
does.
or question mark.
I'll kill you.
And
I
also,
don't know.
I'm gonna fuck your girl now, and he does.
This is an incredible way of making an enemy of someone in a way that, generally speaking, you don't see Bond do later. Like, the high watermark of Bond fucking with the guy is probably still Tomorrow Never Dies, Elliot Carver, where he's like, "What up, boy? I know you've been crashing Royal Navy ships in the Pacific. Also, I've been fucking your wife."
Yeah, because this guy's mission isn't even like look at gold member yet. Shit. His mission isn't even about this fucking guy. He's literally just fucking with him because
He's on vacation.
Yeah.
He's on vacation. He's seen a guy and decided to bully him. We're missing the bit in the novel where Bond spends a couple of pages speculating about Goldfinger's ethnicity, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
At this point, so he's shagged Jill Masterson. He's going for the champagne. They're in Goldfinger's room. But he's going for the champagne before round 2.
Goldfinger has a key card for that. He's gonna come back in.
Yeah, right. Where did he go? But anyway, this is where he does the line. Is
Goldfinger's
like
sitting in the cuck chair.
that they're gonna put the champagne back in the fridge because it's not the right temperature, right? Which
Oh yeah.
It's something about like Don Perignon 53 can't be drunk over a temperature of like 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit or something because it's bad for it. Whatever. Like,
That's way too hot.
White hot champagne.
it's definitely Don Perignon 53.
Tilly's been like, she's been like heating it up on the hob.
Boiling the champagne. That's where you get the
bottle.
bubbles
Bathroom
from.
toast.
She's mulling it. It's fine. It's Christmas. Don't worry.
Yeah.
God, you're mulling Don Perignon. Somewhere my father has had like a psychic attack at the thought of mulling Don Perignon 53.
They're mulling your ass on mulled wine, Twitter.
But as he goes to put the mulled wine in the fridge to cool it back down again, he gets knocked out from behind by a shadowy
Uncle
figure.
chopped in the back of the
Yeah,
head.
the Uncle
Yeah,
Chop.
it's Uncle Chopped.
By Harold Sakata.
And
our
we
job.
hadn't developed the theory of the Uncle Chop yet.
No, we
we
hadn't.
didn't call it that.
Yeah, we just
you
said
know?
some gay shit like he gets karate chopped in the back.
Yeah. But he gets Uncle Chopped, and he famously did get hit for real because Harold Sakata was a
Yes.
professional wrestler and just fucking hit him.
Trained for 8 months to Uncle Chop, Sean Connery. And frankly, when you think about some of the shit that Sean Connery has said and done, he could have hit him a bit harder. So, your boy Sean Connery, 007, wakes up. Why do I talk like this? He wakes up.
I'm having that a lot recently as well, don't worry.
Yeah, what am I doing?
Not about you, but about me, to be clear. I'm also like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No. It's like podcasting. Podcasting has permanently altered my brain. I hear the things that come out of my mouth in that formulation, and I'm like, I went to law school. What?
Yeah.
He wakes up, and Tilly Masterson, I
She's
think,
been completely fucking golded. She's been
she's
gilded,
gilded.
top to bottom.
Yeah.
they gilded this woman.
her.
To gild the Tilly.
There we go. There we fucking go. If we had episode titles, that would be.
Yeah, and she's dead of gold.
She is dead of
She
gold.
died of gold. That's how I want to go.
And Goldfinger left this guy unconscious in his room.
Yeah, this is the most, like, first of all, this is insane shit from James Bond to, like, make this guy lose and then be like, also, I'm going to fuck whoever this woman is. Just be like, and then I'm going to hang out in the location for, like, 15 to 20 minutes if you want to plan anything against me or something. But, like, you can't antagonize a guy when he knows the location that you are hiding in.
But Goldfinger has left him with his hotel bill. So
That's a damn shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take one of the Diet Cokes out of the fridge and
Oh, Jesus,
completely
yeah.
fucked him.
I cannot remember what happened. So Bond calls Felix and he's like, "Yo, she's dead of gold."
Yeah, she's dead of gold, which is a thing they thought could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to go back to MI6 for this one because I think it's M who has to tell him, oh, yeah, she died because they didn't leave the little spot
Yeah.
above the spine that you have
Yeah.
Your
to...
skin needs to breathe, right? And
Your skin needs to breathe.
Yeah.
And then I think what M does is he goes, we have vitally concerned with unauthorized leakages.
Yeah, because they
That makes
have
sense.
dinner with the Bank of England guy.
Yeah, it's not even in
do.
M's office. It's just at a dinner with a guy, and this guy is listening into like, oh, this woman or whatever. And this Bank of England guy goes, yeah, listen, they're fucking doing some shit with gold ingots. And we think Goldfinger is smuggling them out of the country. We don't know how. Taking them to Switzerland. We don't know how. Melting them down and then reusing them for, I don't know,
Question mark?
or arbitraging.
There's even this
them.
interesting bit where he says Goldfinger poses as, actually that's not true, Goldfinger is a legitimate jeweler and business guy, but we think he's also doing a little bit of smuggling on the side. And, it's the 1960s, we don't have anything more pressing to be concerned about. So Bond, go and protect banking.
Yes, absolutely. And they give him a gold ingot.
Have you ever heard of the gold standard?
They like
Oh,
dump a gold
yeah.
ingot on this green baize table, and they're like, "Here is what gold is."
And James Bond goes, "Oh,
It's Nazi gold.
Yeah, why don't you use this Nazi gold we recovered from a lake in Austria to like go and inveigle yourself into Goldfinger's operation? And this is like it's the only time I think that Bond is tasked with an undercover mission.
Yeah.
Which he immediately fucks by giving him his real name because he goes
away.
golfing
I think,
with the guy.
does he get the Aston Martin first?
Oh,
Does he get the DB5?
oh, the fucking Aston Martin."
yeah, he does. So
Yeah.
The consequences of Goldfinger.
Yeah, this is the first
Aston.
like proper Q scene where Q gives him
true.
the DB5, which has the rotating number plates, the machine guns, and the whatever you do, don't touch it. It's got an ejector seat on the wrong side.
It's got an ejector seat for the passenger only.
Yeah.
Write that
It's-
down, everyone.
It's got the least useful gadget there. It's got like the shield that comes up to protect the back window. It's got the machine guns. It's
got an
the
oil slick.
the tire rippy things out the side.
Oh, yeah.
But it also has the revolving number plates.
Yeah,
And-
Sovert. Anyway,
Europe?
you can revolve your number plate if you want.
Only 4.
Yeah, it's like a sort of number cube.
How many
at that
do you
point
want?
that has faces. Yeah,
I would get a digital one and then I could go anywhere.
it individuate the digits and numbers. I don't know. But so he gets this stuff and he goes to this golf club in England where fucking Goldfinger is there with the gold Rolls Royce and Harold Sakata, his bodyguard,
Sick.
Oddjob,
And a flat
Odd
cap.
and
job.
Oddjob, and Bond goes,
Oh.
"Will you play golf with me?" And Goldfinger's like, "No, stop following me around the world and bullying me at sports."
He doesn't know who he is at this point because Goldfinger's normal golf partner is like has been arranged to be ill. He
You'd think he'd recognizes his voice.
doesn't recognize him. No, not or at least he pretends not to at this stage.
And then Bond drops the ingot of gold at his feet.
Whilst they're playing, because they bet on it, and Goldfinger's like, losing. And Bond's like, let's make it interesting. And he drops the gold ingot at him, and he's just like, shit, that's gold. That's I'm all about that. And like,
Oh,
actually,
fuck, is that gold? Hell yeah. I love that shit.
Just like immediately like on all fours, like sniffing at it. You
dunks
know?
the gold ingot next to him, and he misses the putt because he's so like, it's
he
a very
does.
nice
Yeah.
little moment. And this is also where the authenticity caddy appears.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
because Bond has a caddy and his caddy is northern.
Yeah,
He's
and
from
his
somewhere.
his northern caddy goes, "Oh, you know that Goldfinger's probably cheating because he's been moving he's got like identical balls." And so he just knocks them into the rough, goes down to the fairway, drops his identical ball on the thing, and goes, "Yeah, it was here. Fantastic, found it."
Oh.
Which is a stupid way of cheating at golf, but whatever. And the way that Bond defeats this.
Because he has a special golf ball. It's like a Slazenger 7. Goldfinger
Yeah.
only plays a Slazenger 7 or 8 or whatever. And
Yeah.
at some point, Bond switches the golf balls. So when they get to the final hole, Bond is like, oh, I thought you only played a Slazenger 7. This is an 8. Like, you must have picked up the wrong ball at some point. Sorry, like, disqualified. Strict rules of
Bitch.
golf, Goldfinger. And Goldfinger's like really upset. And then, because he lost.
Strict
doesn't he?
rules of golf. He runs him his money, and then Harold Sakata, by way of threatening him, crushes a golf ball in front of him, and then
I want it.
and then Goldfinger's like, Oddjob, do the thing, and he does the thing. He throws the hat.
He does
and
the
decapitates
thing.
a statue.
Steel-brimmed hat.
He throws the hat. Fucking sick. I'm sorry.
This is where Goldfinger reveals that he does know who he is because he's signing the check and he goes, "This is the second time you've involved yourself in my affairs, Mr. Bond. There will not be a third." And like gives him the check.
cool.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah, it's fucking sick.
And then Bond's
he-
like, won't the owner of the club be upset you fucked with his stash? And he goes, oh, no, Mr. Bond. I own the club. Goldfinger!
Yeah, this guy's sick.
Goldfinger.
There's a reason the film is called fucking Goldfinger. Like,
Yeah.
this guy's the guy.
He's getting the Biggie Smalls hypnotized, like, oh, as he's driving away.
the thing's on fucking hydraulics. He's always like, "Damn."
GTA, like, San Andreas.
Despite the fact that he has technically won this, Bond is like fucked with at this point. But so then he just follows Goldfinger.
Yeah.
He follows the extremely easy to follow gold Rolls Royce.
Extremely easy to spot Aston Martin DB5.
I think he actually puts a little like device in it so that he can follow it with like a tracker.
Oh, yes, the shoe tracking device.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
because one of his fucking gadgets he got was a shoe-based tracking device that will never come up again.
Christ. And he follows him to Switzerland, right? And he's driving along these like mountain passes, and he runs into a woman
Who has a rifle.
This is a different Matheson. This is one of the
So
others.
he observes a lady trying to shoot Goldfinger and missing. And then I think he follows her and he uses the tire shredding device to shred her tires.
He does, and then sort of gaslights her about it, and he's like, "Oh, you must have had a blowout. Let me take you to the next town," and sort of like try to put the moves on you on the way. And he establishes that she is the sister of Tilly Masterson, who got painted gold.
Yeah, I think she's Jill Masterson.
She is.
Jill.
Yeah.
And then later on at night, she's trying to sneak into Goldfinger's place, foundry.
He's got he's got a foundry. They're in Switzerland for this one. He's got a foundry.
It's beautiful. I think he comes upon her in the woods and he's like, I'm James Bond. What are you fucking doing in this movie here? And she's like, I'm trying to kill. He killed my sister with the gold in the other scene. And he's like, oh, I was there for that actually. I remember that one.
I want to hear Sean Connery say the word precipitated so bad. Precipitated.
I'm sorry about that. But then as they're doing this, they accidentally set the alarm off, and the henchmen are like, yo, they've all got the jumpsuits.
The henchmen are all Chinese.
This is so
Yes.
post because
They're
Bond
Chinese.
gets a chance to like look around the place first before he gets the alarm set off on him. And he finds out that one of the main ways that Goldfinger is getting gold into the Alps is that he's coating his car with it and then melting
He's making a Rolls Royce out of gold, driving it, melting it down, and doing it again.
Incredible shit.
Everyone's like, wow, that's a really distinctive gold Rolls Royce. And he's like, yes, it's gold. I'm smuggling it.
Again, Biggie like bumping from the inside. so
they get in the
It's uneasy, you know.
car chase.
Yeah, car chase happens. They go through some boxes. The Chinese brackets inexplicable goons are following them in a Mercedes, like an old like boxing Mercedes.
Yellow headlights, and they drive off the cliff and explode in midair.
I
Classic
remembered
goon
my
car.
thing about the yellow headlights.
It's a perfect goon car. It's
Yeah.
it's like a fucking black car. It's full of guys. They're hanging out the windows. They're shooting as it
Essential.
goes.
Machine gun,
It's perfect. It's
fantastic.
absolutely ideal.
And Bond uses the gadgets.
In order.
He uses all of them in order, and then how the fuck does the guy get in the car?
No, because I think they forced Bond
they
to
get
stop.
him.
An odd job's her, and then another guy gets in the car with Bond at gunpoint.
Yeah,
There's
she
an
gets
old
odd
lady
jobs.
with a machine gun.
She gets she gets odd jobs. Congratulations, James Bond. You've wiped out that entire bloodline. Nice stuff.
Yep. And the guy's like, okay, we'll let him drive himself, but we'll hold him at gunpoint.
Drive himself. I'll get in, and I put my lips against the mic when I say this. I'll get in the passenger side of the car.
And I don't know what this
And
drop is, right?
supervise this guy.
I have 2 drops left from Goldfinger. One is accept crime, and the other one is just Goldfinger ejector.wav. I don't know what is this.
Press it.
Ejector seat? You're joking.
I never joke about my work, 007.
Okay, fine.
Wow,
well,
remarkably
that was from earlier.
youthful sounding.
Joke about, he'd had voice
I
work.
never joke about my work.
I never joke about my work, 007.
A spry 70-year-old. But yeah, so Bond ejects from the ejecting.
Yeah,
Kajunk.
get ejected, idiot.
Yeah, he ejects him. He drives
He gets
away.
ejected like 5 feet
Yeah,
up
he
in the
can-
air.
like one strong spring gets released and he goes and he out of the top.
And then they fool him with a mirror, like he's like a cat. They make him run into his own reflection, like he's a
How
like
the
he's a
fuck
kitten.
did I even forget that?
Yeah.
They just have the big mirror that they put across the thing. Why did they do this? Why do they have
He's like
this?
a vampire. Mirrors are his weakness. They make him crash, and then Harold Carter gets on. And he's like, "Haha, mirrors, sick."
Bitch, gotcha. And then
Then we get the laser.
we get the fucking
laser scene.
This is the best scene in James Bond. Everyone's been trying to recapture it
true.
since. They never
true.
will. What a shame.
Gets a little bit Genghis Khan. He like he puts him on the table and he's like, "I'm gonna bisect you, nutsack first, Mr. Bond."
Mr. Bond.
That's verbatim.
So this laser can project a spot on the moon or cut through solid metal. I will show you. And they turn on the laser and it's like slowly moving up.
You're about to get the spiciest electrolysis of all time, Mr. Bond.
And then Bond is like, "Oh, you think
Why
you've
did
made
they
your
restrain
point?"
him so horny?
Because, what else are you gonna do? There's no entertainment.
Direct threat to the masculinity. of the thing.
Goldfinger's not even going to watch. He's gonna leave with the two Chinese guys.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to get
die.
fucking got.
Yeah.
And he
No,
leaves.
Mr. Bond, I expect you to deconsecrate this environment.
Yeah. And then Bond's like, "Well, if I die, 008 will..." Oh, this is a fucking great line. He says, "If I die, 008 will replace me." And Goldfinger goes, "I trust he will be more successful."
Baller, cunt. I'm sorry. And then the thing is, Goldfinger is heading this motherfucker off at every pass. He's like, "I don't care about 008." And then he goes,
But there's one more thing. What about Operation Grand
that's the
Slam?
thing. He goes, "Listen, do you expect me to talk?" And he goes, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die." Wonderful, great stuff. Would have been good if Gert Frobe got to say it instead of just whoever it was who was dubbing him. And then, last minute, Hail Mary, James Bond throws a word he's heard out and he goes, "What about Operation Grand Slam?"
And he goes, "Two words you may have ever heard, which have no meaning to you or anyone in your organization." And he's on his
If
way
he
out.
trusted
Correct.
his instinct on that one, if James Bond would have died after 3 movies. Thanks.
He
for
could have
coming.
saved us so much time.
Yeah.
But he doubts himself is the thing because Operation
goes,
Grand Slam is too sensitive.
It's too important. And again, James doesn't know this at this point. Like, Goldfinger is completely accurate when he says, "You've
bluff,
just
yeah.
overheard those words and you don't know what they
He's seen it,
mean."
like attached to a post-it on a monitor or whatever. For all you know, it's someone's like Wi-Fi password. But he goes, "All right, fine. So, what we'll do."
James Bond on the fucking thing, like, "What about password 1?
Password is A.
Goldfinger Wi-Fi public. So it's written on the back of the router.
Gotta have a guest Wi-Fi, Mr. Bond, all right?
Yeah. So we was like, well, let's see how you enjoy experiencing the guest Wi-Fi in Kentucky, United States of America.
They shoot him with the gun that tranquilizes you instantly.
Sick.
And then he wakes up on a plane, and we get the lady go, "My name is Pussy Galore." And he goes, "I must be dreaming."
Honor
Pussy galore.
Blackman.
Pussy
Hello.
galore. Be still my beating heart. Yeah, she's Goldfinger's private pilot, which is funny because she isn't piloting the plane. One of her polycule is doing this.
Or in any scene ever.
No, she has a polycule. And I remain obsessed with Pussy Galore's all-girl polycule that are
Flying
wearing
circus.
all black bodysuits all the time and are all blonde.
I appreciate that Pussy Galore does not at any point fly a plane, but I think that if you are the Primarch of a polycule, all of whom are airline pilots, you get to call yourself one. Like,
I'm the TK Maxx of a polycule.
no, like fucking Pricon.
I'm the next of a polycule.
It's not like the aliens, but like polyamory, you don't have to have a queen. Like,
What, do you not?
I realized this, but like,
well.
we're trying to explain this to the to the monogamous person.
Who's
but, like,
the polyarch? Like, what?
It's a peer-to-peer transaction.
Yeah.
Like
the whole point in many ways is that there isn't somebody who's in charge.
Monogamous guy trying to figure out what polyamory is like. All right, but who's in charge of it? Who's the man? Can you?
which one of you wears the all-black bodysuit?
Take me to your leader.
Yeah.
And Pussy Galore's like, yo, I'm Pussy Galore.
Yes.
Sit down and shut up.
Because she's a top and they're all bottom. So that's a case of a polycule where it is very one person focused. You know.
But then there's also the lady, I can't remember her name, but she is the stewardess, and Bond shaves in the bathroom and like sprays shaving foam
like
over the eyes.
Asian?
Yeah, there's an Asian stewardess who like confounds variously.
Just to like fuck with.
She's got like three. I think the thing is, and I'm fucking like Professor Xing this. I think the thing is, there's like 3 different ways for her to keep an eye on him while he's getting changed, and he like covers each one.
Yeah, and it's horny also. She's like watching him undress.
Yeah.
And what the other thing here is he's got another tracking device, because I guess he's got 2 shoes, right?
That makes sense.
And so he's like, I got to activate this tracking device and keep it on me so that my boys can find me. They get him off the plane in Kentucky. Goldfinger's like, what up, bitch? Welcome to Kentucky.
I have a stud farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A stud farm.
And as they're driving him to the stud farm, Felix Leiter and one of his boys is just in a car, and they're like, well, we'll follow him for a bit, but that's James Bond. It looks like he's doing good. Seems fine. He's around some beautiful
He
women.
seems to have control of the situation, I think.
He has control of the situation. Meanwhile, Bond is like, I do not have control of the situation.
Help me, Mr. Felix.
Help me,
I'm
Felix.
completely
Felix.
fucked, yeah. Also, I think, doesn't at some point Pussy Galore like says, I'm a lesbian, Mr. Bond. She says like, I'm the outdoor type. That might be later on, but like, we get this idea that she's gay.
The name's Pussy Galore, the job, Pussy Galore.
That's right.
My job is just pussy.
Hobbies, pussy galore. And so they take him to this stud farm, and Goldfinger is like, can I interest you in a Monster Energy?
Not yet. They lock him in the cell first.
They do lock him in a cell for
and then
a
he
bit.
breaks out of the cell by deceiving the guard by pulling a series of stupid faces at him.
Yes, I believe that to be the case.
And he gets underneath. Goldfinger's giving them the briefing about Grand Slam.
Yes.
Oh, it's the stimulus response gangsters.
Goldfinger he has got together all of the criminals of America. And if you live in America, you know that everyone who does crimes in America is A, Italian American, and B, stupid. So he's got all of them in a room, and they're going, what the hell's going on, Goldfinger? Why won't you tell me anything that's going on? And he goes, all right, I got a plan here, boys. I got a plan. And he like brings up the fucking floorboards, and there's like a model of Fort Knox.
Beautiful scale model.
Yeah, it's really good actually. He's painted these Warhammers
He goes,
myself.
motherfucker. Fort Knox.
So it's like I hired an autistic trans woman to make this model.
So he's like, Fort Knox
It's got
is
gold in it, baby.
full
All
of
right.
gold, full of gold, baby. We're not going to steal it. What we're actually going to do is we're going to Pussy Galore's...
Well, no, he doesn't tell them this yet, does he? He leads them to believe that they're going to steal.
Oh, yes, very true. He said, and also they're going to do it by spraying everyone in the surrounding area with gas from Pussy Galore's planes.
Sleeping gas.
He says, yes.
Sleeping gas.
And at this point, there's one mafia guy who's like, it's too crazy, man. I want out. And he's like, no problem.
Yeah, assassinating the president was too much for me. You know, after that,
Yeah.
you know.
He's like, no problem. Just go with Mr. Oddjob. He will give you your gold now. Off you go. At this point, Bond is caught by Pussy Galore. And I think Bond's like, oh, you're very spry. Like, because she like judos him or something. And she's like,
I am a lesbian.
I'm a lesbian. And he gets taken prisoner again.
I'm often introducing myself to people this way.
As the mafia guy is being driven away, like Oddjob drives him away, and then like they crush him in a car.
They put him in a car crusher.
They just shoot him and then put the car through a crusher.
That's it, yeah.
I think Felix follows them and sees this, right? And is like, man, seems like some shit's going on in there.
This, and then Goldfinger's like, do you want a Monster Energy, Mr. Bond?
Yeah, Goldfinger's like, hey, is the mint julep too tart for you? And the answer is, why would a mint julep be tart? How are you making this thing?
I enjoy mint julep, but only when it's served at the correct temperature of 1,000 degrees.
Did you mull this mint julep? Can you fucking, for God's sake?
Gets
I've
free,
mold everything except mint juleps.
It's Christmas, Mr. Potter.
Do
I'm
not try and
mulling.
invent this at home. Do not try and invent the mold.
You can mull anything if you're dedicated
You
enough.
can mull fucking any liquid can be mulled if you believe in
Your
yourself.
scientists were so concerned about whether or not they could that they forgot to consider whether or not they should.
You can mull some eggnog if you want. Don't.
No, Jesus Christ. So he hands him this like crucible of molten mint julep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's like, yo, what's up, big man? I'm not going to steal. So Bond is like, oh, did you know that the special gas you're going to use is actually toxic? And Goldfinger's like, I don't give a shit about that.
This is the
And then
point. That
Bond's
was the
like,
point. It's
well,
like
listen,
nerve
listen
gas.
here, you dumb Dutch motherfucker. There's so much gold in Fort Knox. How you're going to need so many fucking trucks to carry it all out of there. And Goldfinger's like, dipshit, I'm not fucking carrying it out of there. I'm not going to steal a single fucking
Yeah, he like
penny.
lets Bond put it together himself. He's like, I'm not stealing shit.
He's brought this guy along just to like clown on him, which I really respect.
The thing is that was our thesis when we watched this the first time, is that James Bond doesn't actually do anything in this movie.
No.
He's primarily a passenger, and Goldfinger is just clowning on him the whole time, and it's cool.
Yeah.
It's,
Goldfinger's like, tell you what I'm going to do, big man. I'm going to put a fucking A-bomb, small one, just a little one. I'm going to put that inside Fort Knox. I'm going to blow that shit up. I'm going to irradiate the entire fucking gold supply of the United States. I'm not going to steal any of it, but all the gold that I've already got in my Rolls Royce is going to be fucking worth a shit ton.
Yeah, he's
So-
like, I'm like,
How about
Bond goes, my God, that's brilliant. You know,
Bond goes, "Oh, shit."
Goldfinger's like, cheers, big man.
enjoy your molten. He's like holding up this like white hot mint julep. By the way,
puts it down on a table and just like it burns straight through it.
he's like, by the way,
God.
you're also coming along on this. I guess to like clown on you some more because it's the funniest way I can think of killing you.
So the plan is he's going to strap him to the A-bomb, but first. But first.
All right, now this is a comedy podcast and we're all having
Comedy
fun
podcast.
here. However,
comedy podcast.
we cannot possibly like skip past this without
No.
talking about it.
Again. So this is the scene where Bond rapes Pussy Galore.
Yes, he does. He finds her in the stables. He not only rapes her, he rapes her heterosexual,
Yes,
which is
it is a corrective rape.
He holds
not
her
a
down.
thing.
And he does it.
Yes,
Bad times.
Real bad times.
And this is played
And-
for romance. It's played as like
Mhm,
you know, the romantic music swells. And she does not so something we see later in the Bond franchise is we see him do something which is also very bad, where like kiss a woman who's unwilling, but then she kind of melts into it. And we get that, oh, well, she really wanted to really.
She's not. No.
She does not do that.
No,
Pussy Galore does
They
not
don't
do that.
melt into it.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
She's resisting the entire time we see her on camera, which is fucking disgusting.
It's horrid.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it
then we cut to
sucks.
Operation Grand Slam. And
Wait, there's a bit that we've missed here, though, I think, because, because I think this is through Felix, and I don't remember how it happens, but the Americans have to be aware of the thing,
I think
because then
Bond
Pussy
write a note round his tracking device and lob it over a fence or something?
some shit like that.
No. What he does is he attaches the note to the tracking device to the fucking stimulus response gangster that was trying to get out of there.
Well remembered.
And then Felix is following that shit, and it gets crushed. So
Okay,
Felix doesn't
gotcha.
get tipped off by Bond.
So then we cut to Operation Grand Slam, and Pussy Galore's flying
he kills
pussies.
the gangsters, by the way. He
Yeah, he
all
kills
the rest
them all.
of them, he gasses them.
all of them.
Yeah, just
No reason to do this, by the way, other than just flex on them.
Doesn't have to pay them.
It's not clear why he does. He sort of locks them in a room and then gasses them for no conceivable
He doesn't have to
outcome.
pay them.
Goldfinger believes in two things, right? Loves gold, fuck Italian Americans.
No, because he says to them, you can either have 1 million today or 10 million tomorrow. And they go, and then that's why the one guy's like, I want my 1 million now. So presumably by killing them all, he's like, well, I've just saved myself a lot of money.
Yeah. He gives them the 1 million today, and by that 1 million, it means I'm going to kill you. And then that 2 million tomorrow, I'm going to kill you.
Fortunately, the mafia are not vengeful at all and will not mind me killing all of their guys all over the country.
No.
Whatever.
Yeah, no,
Just
it's
go and live
fine.
in Switzerland in my
Just
gold Rolls
launching
Royce.
like a decapitation strike on La Cosa Nostra is a very funny bit.
He just does that sort of as a matter of course. It's not part of his
Then
plan.
Operation Grand Slam starts, and we see the flying pussies gas everybody.
They
Now,
do.
like the baby's in the
and
cradle in a horny way.
They all like fall unconscious or dead because this gas
That was
we're
good.
told Goldfinger lies about it being sleeping gas to the stimulus response gangsters. We know it's actually nerve gas, and Bond is like, you're gonna kill like thousands of Americans, and Goldfinger's like, yeah, tough shit. Mint julep tart enough for you.
It's like, yeah.
For some reason or another, I don't remember how this happens, the boys have been tipped off, and so when they see the planes go over, they know to fake
Well,
falling unconscious because Pussy Galore has...
you're supposed to not know at this point. It's pussy galore.
Yeah.
She's switched the fucking gas.
She's switched a lot of things.
She just like non-consensually vapes Fort Knox, and yeah, the vape descends on them, and they all fall unconscious. At this point,
Goldfinger and the boys roll up with the bomb. Goldfinger's dressed as an army general.
Colonel,
And he has a gold gun.
He's got a gold gun. He's the
a
man.
gold revolver. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking sick.
And they get into Fort Knox, and it looks cool as fuck inside. And then they activate the A-bomb, and they handcuff Bond to the bomb. And Goldfinger's like, well, see you later, big man.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
So it was a pleasure, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And the bomb has a big like numerical
Yeah.
timer countdown thing in seconds.
But the boys were faking
Presumably
it.
for the people who are going to be near it when it explodes.
Yeah, James Bond
Yeah.
to make it like more torturous for him.
But the boys attack, and then they have
because
to.
the boys all get back up.
Yeah.
and are led by Felix.
Yeah. So there's like a gunfight. Goldfinger gets away in a helicopter, and
does.
then Bond manages to get out of his handcuffs. But he has to fight Oddjob because the vault gets sealed with Oddjob
That's
inside. And this is where Oddjob earns the Kronstein because he's like, he could have just gone, well, we're both going to die. Let's just, shake hands and admire all this gold. But he's like, we're both going to die, but I'm still going to kill you before the bomb goes off. Like,
Kill you first. Yeah. He is racing an atomic bomb to kill James Bond. And
Hell yeah.
he like throws the hat a bunch, and one time he throws the hat in a way that severs a couple of big electrical cables that power that one lady's bathroom toaster. And those fall on the floor and they're like sparking and shit. And Bond like duck rolls out of the way of all of his attacks
Yes.
until Oddjob tries to grapple him, misses, grabs some like steel.
I think he's trying to get the hat out from where the hat is
Oh,
stuck
you're
in the
right.
bars.
You're right.
Yeah, because the thing's closing and he has to grab the hat.
Yeah. And Bond like hits those bars with the electric cables, electrocuting and killing Harold Sakata in real life.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a shame, but he was a method actor from the start till the very end.
He's like, I will be electrocuted in the course of making this.
Well, if you remember, his hands really were quite badly burned.
Yeah, no, he genuinely
Jesus,
did
really?
get hurt.
He
quite
held
badly
on
by
and
this.
didn't let go.
Jesus
No one.
Christ.
All right, the overwhelming thing is nobody told Harold Sakata what acting was before we started making this fucking movie, and they should have done that. Quite frankly, they should have been like, you can pretend, you don't actually have to do all this.
We missed the bit as well where when he's driving along the guy to be crushed, he's white for a moment.
Yeah,
He trained for
they
8
didn't
months
know
to do
two
that.
Asian guys. They couldn't get a stunt guy in
He
as well.
He became white.
Yeah. Despite the fact that all of the goons were also Asian, they didn't use any of those guys again, you know?
Yeah, anyway, and then some guy comes in and he stops the counter on, like, I think it's like 007.
It is 007.
Yeah, it's on 007,
yes.
yeah.
And Bond is like, sick. I'm going to go after Goldfinger in his...
No, because Felix is walking Bond to the plane. He's like, the president wants to meet you, James Bond. He's like, cool, chic, nasty.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I forgot this was an ambush.
Felix is like, how did you do this then? And he's like, I raped a lesbian off screen.
I didn't actually do anything.
It's actually quite dark. And I did one thing in this whole movie, and it was a sexual crime. I feel terrible about it, actually. I actually need therapy. People always talk about the Covert Human Intelligence Shortage Act and the impact it has on the women who are assaulted assaulted, but also I think it also dehumanizes our intelligence officers in the field at the same time, you know? Anyway, regardless, I'm looking forward to meeting whoever the fuck's the president right now. And then Goldfinger comes out.
It's Goldfinger.
Shit. He's like, Miss Bond, I am the pilot of the plane. Haha.
Still wearing my cool Colonel's
With my gold
outfit.
gun.
Nobody anticipated that this would happen. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
Kleb your ass.
he's gonna Kleb his ass, Kleb style. But I don't remember. He has the gun. I don't remember. Is he gonna shoot him or is he gonna just like parachute out?
He's gonna shoot him, and it's like, and this is set up earlier in the previous time they were in an aircraft because Bond threatens Pussy Galore with a gun, and she goes,
No, other way around. She threatens him with a gun, and he goes,
of course,
well,
because Bond has to know
you shoot
everything.
me with a fucking gun, we'll all be fucked. And she's like, it's a tranquilizer gun. I'll fucking shoot you if I want.
Don't shoot an aircraft. You'll deconsecrate the whole thing.
So, fuck. Okay, then.
Really enjoying deconsecration just becoming a thing.
I'm using it going forward, to be honest with you. Like, invest big in deconsecration as the new bit.
Deconsecration futures, yeah.
Goldfinger, they struggle. I think Goldfinger shoots the pilot, Kronstein Rosette, but it's an accident, so maybe not.
Sort of accidental doesn't count.
Yeah.
But he depressurizes the window.
Yes, and Goldfinger...
He gets sucked off the plane.
He gets shucked off. He gets straight out of that.
And then...
and this is where I perfect my art of screenshot finding for the art. I never hit this high again, is Gertfrobe's face as he is sucked off the plane.
You did 4 or 5 weeks ago while we were playing Dungeons and Dragons. You actually tried to talk about this. You were like trying to find a screenshot of this moment. I'm like, no. Just search Kill
Rent-free.
James Bond Goldfinger because it's the episode art.
Just this weird eye.
But then they're crashing, and then Pussy Galore's the pilot, and she says, where's Goldfinger? And he goes, playing his golden harp. And they crash, but they survive, and then they fuck in
on
a
a
parachute.
desert island or some shit or whatever.
Yeah, why was there a desert island? They were in Kentucky. I don't know.
Flying from Kentucky to somewhere.
They're in the woods. Anthony Hopkins is there with a bear. And Bond's like,
yeah.
the inside of a banana peel will commit sexual crimes.
What one man can do, another can do.
I'm gonna fuck this lesbian. I'm gonna kill the bear.
What
happened to Pussy Galore's pilot Polycule? Are they in prison?
Yes.
Pussy Galore's prison pilot Polycule?
That's what Horny Jail was invented for, was the fact that you then had a bunch of like blonde femme lesbians.
See, that's the problem. It's double indemnity because you can't make a polycule testify against any other member of the polycule. So.
Well, they changed that with some of the Family Law Act. A polycule, a polycule member is a competent and compellable witness. But
well, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I will be.
Right. Polycule family court. Let's get 10 minutes out of this, I think.
But yeah, this is how Goldfinger ends, and they hit you with the James Bond will return in Moon Pussy. Thunderball is the next one.
A movie I'm so excited to get to that I plumb forgot we had to do Goldfinger first.
I feel like by volume, we could probably just say there's some scuba diving happens in Thunderball. It would probably be right. Much like the Earth is mostly water. Like
I know Thunderball inside out, right? Because there's a bunch of Thunderball stuff. We, preview, because God knows how long it's going to be until we do Thunderball no notes. We got gay Felix Leiter. We got the tracking chip that's radioactive.
The cross-dressing guy at the start.
You got cross-dressing guy at the start. You got Vargas. You got the boat that turns into another boat.
I don't remember the boat that turns into another boat.
I remember the boat.
The Disco Volante that splits in half. You got the like impersonating a dude's face with plastic surgery.
No, I can 100%. I can get Vargas. What does he do?
You got the guy who fucking you got the Hell Spot. You got the Bond Wiggler. That compared to that, right? This Goldfinger is a desert, right? Because
I need that Bond Wiggler,
we'll
baby.
We'll get there.
I swear the Bond Wiggler was Thunderball.
Oh, that was Never Say Bond Again.
No, it was definitely Thunderball.
No.
Okay.
No, they re-wiggled him.
You're right. Because they do Thunderball twice, because they do the plot of Thunderball again. Oh, that's going to get confusing.
He was multiply wiggled.
Well, that's Goldfinger. We fucking smashed that one. We did well on that.
Yeah, that was fantastic, actually. I'm really proud of us.
Just Imagine this, but on a loop, on a constant loop. Like we're a couple of years into this podcast, we're on to like 5th Goldfinger.
Here's my problem with that. I think I'd know it all. I think I'd be able to get there now.
Goldfinger would not deteriorate because I am what happens if you show a child Goldfinger many, many times.
Well, it's very
Gold is a very
unreactive.
unreactive element. Fuck you. Jesus Christ.
Damn, that's good. Well done.
Literally had to get up and walk around. Oh, you motherfucker. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I love you. It's a Christmas miracle.
I see you know your periodic table well.
I used to teach chemistry to GCSE. I used to have a real job.
Yeah. Now look what you've done to us.
Yeah, I used to tell kids that a fucking fundamental British value was rule of law. Isn't that funny?
I used to not have a real job, and now I have.
Since when? Did you bring that in recently?
Now I have this instead of that. So again, with the sincerity,
Did you for real have to tell children that? That's fucked up.
That's part of the fundamental British values. Like we had to talk about it.
Law, yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't really have that much PSHE lessons to do. I was only a science teacher, but yeah, we had to factor it in.
Yeah.
We don't even have that thing where it's like Captain America, where it's like, well, he's meant to be the ideal, but we don't always live up to it. Like we have the ideals, and then we just pretend that we do, and it's like,
increasingly we don't even bother to pretend.
Yeah,
we do not.
The British value is in many ways the Vargas of our
Didn't we
country.
like just pass a law that's like we can ignore the Human Rights Act? Didn't we just do that?
Yeah, situationally we could do that. Yeah. So, you know.
Oh well. Merry Christmas. Living in Britain is good and it's fun. We love it.
This is what James Bond does all of this shit for, by the way.
Very true.
Is to maintain the sort of like economic activities of, in this case, the gold market. And the British government and the British government's ability to, like, you know, tax all of this stuff. And
to do that, he inflicts sexual violence on queer women, which,
yes.
Yeah, for real.
That's
for
the
real,
one
though.
Intervention he makes this movie. I really can't stress enough that that's all he does. Everything else is, like, spurred by a different character. Like,
and the thing is, right, Goldfinger is, when you think about it, he's a perfect sweetie, right? Because he flexes on this guy instantly. He's a pretty good employer. He employs both a diverse in like ethnicity and sexuality team.
Very true.
Who he uplifts. He doesn't make any, like, you know, jokes at Pussy Galore's expense.
Very
even he's
true,
not like,
yeah.
she's eating pussy. He's fine with this because he's, you know, he's a good boss.
Doesn't try and hit on her.
He has a solid plan. He does more anti-crime work than Bond ever does because he takes out the entire mob.
That's very true.
And
well,
then
he's very pro-crime, though.
Well, his goal is to irradiate the gold stocks of the Great Satan, the United States of America.
He does try to kill thousands of people.
Granted, this also...
Oh, yeah, but like troops.
They're all
people.
American soldiers.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which is more discriminating than any subsequent Bond villain. And, I mean, he is doing it to enrich himself, and I guess irradiating the US gold reserves would push the US further towards Bretton Woods and a fiat currency, which is bad, and it is partially like, you know, one of the... I'm not an anti-fiat person. It's not that, you know, the gold standard was any better, but it facilitates a lot of the terrible shit about the way we live now. But in general, like... compared to, like, Bond is not a novel observation here, but Bond is by far the bad guy here.
Yeah, no.
Goldfinger's reward is he defeats this man at every turn and then gets unlucky twice.
It's also really nice that we see, so there's a thing in screenwriting which is that money is only as good as the thing that your character is going to spend it on. To have money as your character's goal is not enough. It has to be like money to afford like medicine for my kid, or it has to be like money in order to get like this, or it has to be like Hans Gruber, where it's like, I want the money, but actually what I want is to kind of, you know, to the point of pride or whatever. What I like about Goldfinger is that he wants the money, and we also see he's a man who enjoys having the money. He spends it on sick gold Rolls Royces and nice clothes, and like he goes golfing and shit. Like, he's a guy who's like, yeah, I'm gonna be really rich and I'm gonna have a great time being rich. And it's like,
he
that's a king.
balls harder than I would say most villains.
He smokes more different than anyone.
His bitch too bad.
Yeah, like, what is Lucifer Safin's goal to kill everyone? And then what, dude? Are you gonna enjoy that? Are you gonna be happy? No. If Goldfinger wins, he's gonna be so pleased.
Yeah, that's something I would genuinely like pull the string of, is that like Bond villains aren't having a good time generally.
Wet Blofeld, for instance, miserable. He's just like, I want to see some more fish.
Renard?
Dry Blofeld.
Renard got to have sex with Electra King and like didn't have fun.
Renard is a simp who is doing the same thing as Harold Sakata, but in a way that sucks, where he's trying to race himself to kill James Bond.
It's devastating. I mean, like, this builds to Lashif, this Bond villain who is having the single least good time.
Yeah, super objective, get through it.
He's literally just trying to get through the week.
Objective, like, whip this man's balls with a knotted rope. I mean,
Scaramanga's loving it though.
Scaramanga's loving it, and you know who else is loving it is Hugo Drax.
Yes.
Repopulate the Earth with 10 out of 10 Chads. That's a solid plan, and he's loving it.
Sanchez from License to Kill also having a great time.
God, when we get to the Daltons, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck happens here?
Robert Davi.
Yeah, Robert fucking Davi, baby.
Yeah, the only James Bond villain who was at January 6th.
For real?
He wasn't for real, but he's like close. He's in that like ecosystem.
He's got the energy, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be.
Yeah, Robert Davi's on some like hardcore right wing.
Imagine being in an insurrection and there's a legit Bond villain.
We're looking around going, I don't know about this.
The bad guys?
I got the skull on my hat and everything.
So do we want to do a non-canon scum?
We can try and do this as an experiment.
We can
because we have
scum, yeah.
a science-based rating system on this podcast. We can put this in brackets around the original thing as we no notes them to see how the scores change over time.
I haven't started doing that, but I will now.
Yeah, the SCUM system stands for SMARM, cultural insensitivity, unprovoked violence, and misogyny.
We're legislating from the bench here. Yeah.
I'm so legislating from the bench here.
We are always legislating from the bench.
I gotta get a gavel. All right. How smarmy is Goldfinger? I mean, it literally has the shocking bathroom talk.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. He doesn't do anything except lines in this movie.
True.
He basically does nothing, but like he doesn't push the plot forwards. He just says Bond type shit.
Pretends he knows shit about champagne. Pretends he knows shit about planes.
You're gonna want to cool this champagne down.
Pretends he knows shit about mint juleps.
Yeah.
it's just nonsense.
Why would a mint julep be tart? It doesn't include any sort of lemon juice.
It's I think the thing is, right, when we started doing this we had no point of comparison. So the early Bonds, we're trying to grade
simple syrup and whiskey.
Absolutely, but we don't really know. So I don't remember what we gave this.
Neither do I.
But off the top of my head,
I
would say this is
tab. I'll get to it.
Like a 6.
I've got him here
probably.
too, but I want to. Yeah, let's see what we give it this time and then find out. I'd give it a 6 too.
6 makes sense.
Right.
Cultural insensitivity.
Oh, well.
It's Asian henchmen, but again, they don't. And I hesitate to say no one of color gets to do anything in the movie as a point towards it being not insensitive. But like, no one of like, there's no characters here that like they're insensitive to. It's
Harold Sakata isn't Korean.
He doesn't.
Well, that's
he also
true.
doesn't get to talk. He just makes noises.
Yes, that's true.
That is true. Do they ever try to excuse that? I don't know. I guess it's
no
not omission, right? Because there are
Yeah.
people of color in it.
It's
They're not treated
He's definitely orientalized.
like
it's like, oh,
yeah, and
Damn,
it's like
he's Asian.
Goldfinger is bad and weird because he employs Asians.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a sign of how untrustworthy he is.
Worth a few points, surely. Like
4?
All right.
4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 or 4 easily.
Unprovoked violence. I mean, I think this is the problem is how we separated out this and misogyny, because otherwise we would have given it an 8 for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to not
And to
include
be honest,
sexual violence
Yeah.
on this.
in that case, what other violence does Bond do? He like beats up one of the guards after making faces at him, but like he's trying to get out of a cell, so like whatever.
Does he slap a woman at some point? I feel like he slaps a
I
woman.
mean, there's the man talk slap.
Yeah.
which
no, I
is
feel like he
unprovoked
must have
violence.
slapped a woman in the face. Did he slap Jilly or Tilly? Pretty sure he does.
The
yeah, that
bloodline
sounds
he
right.
ended during the course of this.
That sounds right to
Mission.
me. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Give me the movie about the third Masterson sister back for revenge.
She's trans.
that would have been a good Bond film again. Like,
yeah. I don't.
I don't know.
I honestly don't remember.
4 or 5.
4. 4.
4.
And then misogyny obviously is like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
I think this was the first time we broke our 7 because this is
Yeah.
Only took us 3 movies.
exceedingly misogynist.
9.
Powerfully so.
Yeah, 9.
9.
So how does this then compare to our original rating?
Well, that gives us a total score of 23. Oh my word!
23 is the same
That
score.
is exactly what we gave it first time
It's
around.
a science-based system. We have repeatable results.
Yes, we do.
As a total, we do, but as an individual, I'm afraid we gave it SMARM 7, cultural insensitivity 2, unprovoked violence 6, and misogyny 8.
We were more racist when we recorded that.
I
than
feel
we are
better
now.
about
I feel
the
that's good.
ratings now. Yeah.
It's good to be getting less racist over time, especially in the context of living in Britain.
It's called growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we getting less racist?
I mean, ideally, you want
As
to be like the same amount of racist 0, but if you have to pick another option, less racist is good.
As a totality, right? Though the scum system delivers a repeatable result, so long as you don't break it down.
Yeah,
that's
it's a scientific
that's
system.
Scientific. It's a scientific
It's science.
system.
We've solved movie
We
criticism.
had a science teacher, justifying.
Yeah.
It. So it's scientific.
Yeah. I know the difference between voltage and amperes. It's a science-based system. Don't ask
right.
me anything.
And that's Goldfinger again. And this is the last Kill James Bond of 2023.
Goldfinger.
We will see you, unless anyone paints us entirely gold in the meantime, on the 3rd of January 2024 for OSS Sans Disette again. Back at it for more Eurospy.
Just for a little bit until
Until some things coalesce.
the next
Yeah. Until we're ready to produce Operation Grand Slam. In the meantime, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
For a year of listening, another year of me not having to get a real job, and another year where I can hang out with my friends and get paid for it, which is remarkable.
Also,
it's a good time.
Special shout out to all of our trans listeners because
Yeah.
we have even more so this year made James Bond a trans meme, which is extremely fucking funny.
Yes.
Do you want to do the little treat here? Shall we go through the end of year Spotify Wrapped for podcasters?
Let's do our Spotify Wrapped. Let's do our Spotify Wrapped. Yeah.
I can give you some
All right.
highlights here.
I don't know what that is because I don't have Spotify, but okay.
Well, I have to upload these episodes to Spotify, so I guess
It's
I get
on
it.
Spotify, and then they give us some analytics at the end of the year.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'd be
here's
interested to know.
Our top episode of 2023 was Austin Powers Live, which was streamed
Really?
232% more than an average episode.
Wow.
that was so much fun to do.
You
Genuinely, all
motherfuckers
3 of them.
Love
You
to hear us on stage, I guess.
Heads. More of this will be coming in 2024.
Yes, it will.
We are already in the process of organizing some live shows for you.
More live, more Kill James Bond live. Million
Worse
years.
movies. Yeah,
Stupider bullshit.
that's right.
47% of our listeners discovered us in 2023,
Oh, wow.
Wow, big year.
of which 25% of new listeners started by listening to episode 1, Dr. No.
This is the correct way to listen to it. This is right. And this is the thing, right? I was saying at the start that I'm so glad that we get to do this, right? And we get to continue to do this. And my bullshit art project idea of doing this would have been entertaining, but the fact that we're now doing every movie, the fact that we're now branching off, and next year we're going to branch off a bit more. I'm so proud of the work that you guys did on killing James Bond. That season, to me, it stands up. And if you go back and listen to our original Goldfinger, our original Dr. No, we might not have been as polished, we might not have been as natural as podcasters. But
kind of a slightly different voice.
before you got the best voice training in the world, yeah.
Yeah, if you listen to these episodes, episode 4, Abby changes it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I learned voice control, but even then, actually, if we go back a year and a half, I'm still using a bit too much larynx control. My voice has definitely settled over the last year. It's interesting.
Well, I'll tell you this for free. You did a bit on your most recent episode of Philosophy Tube where you go back to the old voice for a bit, and it sounds so unnatural.
Really?
I was
Does it?
listening to that shit, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? It
Really?
doesn't sound like you
That's
anymore.
so interesting because cis people are by and large fooled.
It feels more like you putting on a voice than this one does.
Yeah, genuinely.
Yeah, well, this actually requires no effort to maintain. This one actually does. It requires like quite a bit of work to actually get back into this now. I suppose
guess it would.
if I warm up, if I like had a proper warm up session, then I could probably stay in it. But yeah, it is. It requires effort to stay down here now. Whereas this is easy.
Yeah,
incredible.
It's incredible.
And the thing is, like, something to look for in 2024. I'm emailing the very same woman responsible. So
hey,
maybe you're in a situation where two of our voices change, and then we apply ultimate peer pressure to Devon.
You are not good. Actually, that would be funny. That would be really good.
But all I wanted to say is, had we, stopped after we killed him, had we stopped after the no time to die thing, and like left on that high, I'm glad we didn't. But had we decided to, turn into a different podcast or do something else, I would have been so proud to do that, because I think the body of work we left behind us was like perfect.
100%. I agree with you completely. Kill James Bond season 1, as far as I'm concerned, stands up, and I'm very, very pleased with.
Give it a re-listen. Give it a re-listen, and a special shout out to this YouTube account, Kill James Bond Highlights.
Yes,
has been going back through the archives, doing better trailers for us than we have tended to do, right? And
How to fucking say that shit? I'm the only one who does trailers for us.
No, not like
that's not graceful for you to say.
Great. Now I have to apologize.
No, it's okay. I agree.
No. I don't mean that. What I mean is we put out a trailer for a season, right? Or we'll put out a preview, but they're like going through picking out the best bits as they listen, and like on a different timeline from us.
It's really
that's
nice.
really fucking good.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't remember doing that. I don't remember saying that.
It's all memory hole.
Help me re-listen to the alpaca bit from the start of one of my Q&As.
Oh my god.
And it's actually useful to me, because like, as I have had more and more to do every week, I've started not being able to dedicate the time to like making those promo videos that I used to make, and I want to get back to them at some point. But like, it's nice that they're still being created, if not by me, by someone else. It's very
absolutely
very pleasant.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I called them better. I did not mean it.
They're much worse, actually. His ones, I gotta be honest with you.
Shit, actually.
Stick to just recreating my voice.
I'm really looking forward to next year, because like next year is probably going to get a little bit weird for me, like in my life, because some things I did this year are going to get, like some shows that I filmed this year are going to be announced, at which point life might get a little strange. But I'm just like, I look forward to doing this podcast every week. And like, sometimes, especially if I'm like feeling down, I wake up in the morning, oh yeah, it's called James Bond Day. And like, I just really love doing this. So I wanted to say thank you to both you two and the listeners, because I really like, it's one of my favorite things that I do.
You're so welcome.
So much.
It's incredible. And the thing is, like, now that every actor has a podcast, we are never letting our claws out of you. You can get your Oscars, and we will still be like, Kill James Bond, record tonight, Queen. Kill James Bond.
I still want to. It's good fun.
She's like on stage or at like the parties, and it's like, are we still recording tomorrow? Like,
I still want to. Like,
yeah. Congratulations on the Oscars.
Genuinely, like I mean, there have been some moments this year where things have gotten like weird in that sort of way, or it's like, oh wow, suddenly I'm on a different kind of level, and like I genuinely I look forward to this, because a lot of that stuff makes me uncomfortable, but I love doing this. So
it's never feels like work. It always feels like a treat. I absolutely love Kill James Bond. Kill James Bond,
10 million years.
Thousand fucking years. As long as you motherfuckers, and I'm talking to the audience on this one, as long as you keep listening to this, we will keep creating it.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as there is a demand.
As long as there are bonds, we will be there to kill James them.
That's right. And Kill James Bond will return in 2024. Thank you for listening. Good night.
I don't fear the man who's killed one James. I fear
the man who's James 100 bonds one time.
Good night. Have a happy new year now.
Happy New Year. thank you for listening to yet another episode of Kill James Bond. As you can tell by me being high energy at the end, I'm not recording this directly after we finished recording the episode. I'm actually recording this directly after I finished recording the jazz outro last week. So, next week, on the free feed, sorry patrons, it's the first episode of Kill James Bond in 2024. It's a brand new Eurospy. It's actually pretty good. It's OSS 117, Mission for a Killer. I would actually recommend watching that one ahead of time if you have access to it. It's pretty good. But, of course, as this whole podcast is funded entirely by you, the fans, we would literally be nothing without, well, Alice would have the other podcasts and Abby would have Philosophy Tube, so I guess I would be nothing without you, the fans. Thank you for your support over the course of this year. It's been a hell of a ride, and we're going to make next year even better. But special thanks, of course, to our £15 and above patrons, and those are Space North Paul, Lo Bjornsdottir, Candy Fox, Freya Aloysius, Gustavo Lira, Jack Holmes, Mike Berg, Hannah Oberhart, Nick Boris, Power Dad, Nato Mori, Jason Hager, George Rohart, Kentucky Fried Commie, Drone Lover, Yarrick, Melody, Moro Gonzalez, a cow named Mr. Pickles, Labor Delenda Est, Callan Burney, Jay Martindale, Trip, Library Hitman, Max Gamenhart, Jonathan Gerd, Mothman, Beef Grime, Jack Drummond, Hit Divine, Top O, Steve Widdershins, Mate, Victoria Roth, Akira, Rosie, Can't Fail, Help, Send Horses and Men, Claire, Forrest L, Novell, The Project, Lenina, Emerus, I think I said Emery last time, Commissar Ozymandias, Just the Worst, Hell, Trans Robot, Joyous Uwu, Zan Hutchin, Lexibomb, Violet Cyber, Isopod Gal, Annie Ruby, Katie Probst, Faratsukat, Bronan, Clarification, Noblesse Oblige, John 2089, Connor's Cool Big Sister, Sergeant Jack Rum, Sengshan, Liz and Ashton, Florida, Alex, Corvid Cultist, Wolscott, Quinn Valeri, Grendel Growls, Al Irving, Wolfie, Philippa Smith, brackets, now with more Dyke, Finn Ross, with the same amount of Dyke, you'd imagine, Robert Greensmith as well, not choosing to let me know if any amount's changed. The Electro, the Cyber Puppy, Abigail, Loz Pycock, Mega Combi, Emily, Queen of Sloths, Turfs Eat Shit and Die Alone, Josh Simmons, Zoe Shepherd, Vey Victis, Talkative Tiger, Lauren Bastin, and Cheer Up Love Might Never Happen. Oh, that one really tickles me. Thank you so much, whoever's Cheer Up Love. Kill James Bond 2023 has been Alice, Abigail, and Devon. Our producers have been the wonderful Mr. Nate Bethea and the stunning Mr. Tom O'Mahony. Our website's by Tom Allen, our podcast art's by Maddie Lubchansky, and we do it all for you, the fans. And I hope you did start those arguments around the Christmas dinner table. Let me know if you did. Mwah. I'll see you next year for more, bigger, better Kill James Bond 1,000 years. Love you all.